think that's the biggest thing is Don't Be Shy Photographer.
Take two.
Words! Words are things!
And action!
Don't Be Shy Photography really made sure to make it as simple as possible for us. And in my planning process, when I had a million things on my mind and trying to figure it out, and any other questions I had, they could answer almost instantly. I think Cheyenne and I probably texted at midnight more often than I'd like to admit. So I really think that that's some of the greatest parts is they're real people and they're here to help, and they really just want to see everything go smoothly, so they made everything as perfect as possible.
It's me this time.
Yep.
Okay. I don't think we could recommend Don't Be Chy Photography enough, man. These guys were phenomenal. They worked their way into the fold very easily. They get to know you. They get to know your vision and what it is that you're after in regards to your wedding photos. And they work so well with large groups, small group, any types of personalities. They know how to just make it easy for you. One thing I really loved about the 7 days of coverage, and this kind of ties back to the photographers getting to know you beforehand, is these guys know that I love being in the spotlight, I love being the center of attention, and they went above and beyond. I know, right? Isn't it crazy? They put together a movie trailer for us. Like our wedding trip was this big spectacular movie, whether rom-com or whatever it was. It made it that much more special. It made it that much more extravagant that, we were the stars of this production that they were putting together, and that just speaks wonders.
I think production is a good way to put it too. Like, it wasn't just the wedding day and the event. It was an entire production. There was a lot that went into it, and all these little details that could have really easily been missed that we get to look back on now and see and get to be a part of. And even just like little things, like we spent one day where we all just went down to the beach, and there's pictures and videos of like us and our family and our friends, and like doing flips and jumping and all this stuff that, we were just doing because it was fun. But then you get to look back and be like, oh, do you remember that? Or did you see that? And we caught the sunglasses that everyone lost in the ocean 3 times. And like, all these little moments that you didn't really realize were valuable until you get to look back on them 100%. I think that
110%.
I think that we were, our expectations were blown out of the water. Like when we, what we thought we were paying for or thought we were getting out of it, barely scratched the surface. I mean, for the whole entire week, plus we did, you and I, Cheyenne and I did boudoir photos before we left. We did the trash the dress after. We did some underwater photos. We did, it just kept going. Like we did more and more. And I think when we got home, we weren't really you were getting your photos, but we went through our photos, and then they just kept coming, and the videos and the extra things that we had no idea were even happening. So I feel like it's like the gift that kept on giving. I think my favorite part too was that you guys are really great at not only being the friends and being the people that hang out and making everything cool, but then kind of flipping that switch of like, this is what you need to do, where you need to be, but without it coming across that way. Like it was always fun. Like the guys had, a couple of drinks and we're trying to get things done and trying to get organized, and it's like, I want to just yell at them, but somehow Daryl can like look at them one way and they're all in where they need to be and doing what they're doing. Like it was just, everything happened really smoothly, and everyone was so comfortable. And that was the one thing we really got feedback on from, our guests even was like, I heard from, I think, every single guest how much they loved you guys being a part of things and you guys being there and getting to be a part of the week. And it didn't feel like you were hired help by all means. Like it literally felt like you were just friends and at our wedding and there because we wanted you there.
You were a part of the group that was just taking pictures.
And I think it really, on the flawless side of things, it kind of fell between like the resort and you guys actually worked together really well. Like I don't know how most of that happened. Like we weren't a part of that. We didn't need to be, but you guys worked with the resort to make sure you knew where to go, what to do, where to be. And especially with our videographers, because we did use videographers from the resort. And so they had asked us a few questions, and I just turned them to kind of you guys and said like, follow their lead, because you guys know us best. You guys knew what we wanted and what vision we were trying to capture for the week. And so then you guys worked with them. Like I don't even know how any of that happened or made it work or any of the things. And well, even I say that to just all the time. I said, because what we paid didn't, like, I don't know, half the time I'm like, I don't know if they did it because we're friends and they like us and we're nice people, or because that was actually what they meant to do. Like, there's a line between, you know what I mean? So I don't want to like over push either, and then you guys be like, oh yeah, we just did that because we like you. Like,
I think the best way to describe Cheyenne and Daryl is people that you can just sit and have a beer with. I feel like that expression speaks wonders, to just be able to sit, have a drink, and there doesn't have to be anything else going on. These guys are easy to talk to, they're easy to get along with, and they know how to take control when that's necessary, which, I mean, a wedding day, you need somebody in charge of everything, and these guys know how to take care of it all. I know one of my favorite parts was having you guys with us on the plane. I don't know if that like is always going to work out that way. You guys usually travel with the group, I feel. And having you guys on the plane, catching all the little moments of everybody getting there, the excitement, and all of that amongst all the chaos, you guys were able to grab some really great footage, so you guys aren't afraid to get in there, which was really nice.
and I really felt like it was nice to have you guys as part of the group. Like, it didn't necessarily feel like to us that you were just hired to be there for the day and kind of whatever. You were friends of the group. You got to be a part of things. You come and hung out at the pool, and sometimes you had the camera, sometimes you didn't, and it turned out in the end that like I didn't realize how often you guys were taking footage throughout the whole week. We had different sites and things, and you guys did little videos and little things of people that we didn't even know happened or didn't get to see, and there's some parts where you guys even just caught the resort, like pictures of the resort and video of the resort, and it's crazy how quickly that week went by for us, that it's like, oh, I forgot that was how this was set up, or what this looked like, or that kind of stuff. We never really had the time to enjoy it.
Well, and even when we're off doing our thing, getting prepared, and meetings and all of those things, you guys were out amongst the groups, capturing all these little things. And I love that you guys grabbed little clips from everybody, advice and all of those things that we didn't realize were going on. Was really nice behind the scenes look for us.
Yeah, so I really just felt like we got the entire week's worth, it wasn't just the wedding day. Like you guys kind of captured the entire trip, not just the wedding, but the vacation in general.
We were told to pick top 20, top 40, I think somewhere in that range, and I went through and picked my favorites, and I'm like, oh yeah, no way I topped 40. I think I was at 110 photos that were like phenomenal. It was so difficult to narrow it down because they captured so many great moments.
And that's just it too. And we ended up with an album that you guys created that I think I was supposed to pick 50, and we added 100 photos. So I have 150 photos in my wedding album, just because we couldn't narrow them down. We didn't know where to stop because there were so many to choose from, and just so many different experiences that we had all week.
And we love to show it off because as soon as people start flipping through, they're like, oh, look at that picture. Oh, look at that one. Oh, that's so nice. And it's just like, it keeps building, and they eventually run out of ohs. Wow. You gave me goosebumps.